Okay, Randy, spill it. Why the hell do I keep getting followed on all the vacations that I am taking?
Suze, do you think you might throw up some red flags when you do?
I don't know, Randy. What kind of red flags are thrown up?
Well, you did date a guy that is a terrorist, Suze.
Randy, I did not know he was a terrorist when I dated him. When that started to come to light for me and also for them, I got away from him, and they know that. It does not make me a terrorist. If that is what these people think, it is something within their own sick minds. Plus, Homeland Security arrested him, not me, my son Adrian, my mother B, my brother P, tiny little girl Brooke, or her mother Tab, or our extended families. The terrorist himself went from no bail to free and clear as a bird. I have never been able to figure that out. Anyway. Now, how the hell do I get my money back?
Well, Suze, the first option is to go to the FBI. They would have jurisdiction to recoup your money.
I do not want to do that, as the FBI will do nothing. They use me as bait for terrorists. Plus, they hate me because I called the State Department on them.
Okay, Suze, well, the next option is to bring Leon Panetta, the director of the CIA, to court. I have prior experience winning a case against a previous CIA director. The CIA hired a foreign national to set up bombs for them. He went to the other country and did his job. Then he went to Central America. He got knocked unconscious and woke up in a hospital in Japan with one eye. I brought the CIA director to court here in Las Vegas and I won the case. Wouldn't it be interesting to pull the CIA case on you? Normally under the Freedom of Information Act, the agents' names are blacked out. I bet you have a lot of black lines in your case.
Pull my CIA case? Maybe. I like the sound of that. Me, against the CIA director. He does not have a track record of being the brightest, according to the media. We could prove in court who is more intelligent in this situation, and it's not him. Any other options?
The next option is to go to Senator Harry Reid. He could open up a federal inquiry that could circle around to all these federal agencies, and could land in the hands of the Justice Department. Then they could do an investigation and prosecution, if warranted. The senator is very nice, and has helped my clients in the past. You can go to Senator Reid yourself, and I can get involved if I have to.
You want me to tell the majority leader of the United States Senate this crazy story? I don't even know if I believe it, let alone convince him of this. Well, let me think it over. Do we have any other options?
If all else fails, this could be the start of a very good book. Here you are, a nice, little, non-criminal nurse, who was only trying to help the federal government, and you got screwed, repeatedly over the years.
It's probably the only way I'm going to recoup my losses. I guarantee when I do write this book, it will be a bestseller. I went home and thought about the situation. Something was not adding up. I was too afraid to tell Randy about my little boy Adrian. I talked before and we got in big trouble. I knew if I talked again, they would kill him. Plus, I didn't even know where Adrian was, for me to rescue him on my own. I knew I would not get any help either. I never have. My safety was always a solo act. I liked the idea of going to Senator Harry Reid to start with. I was afraid that in the circle around the federal agency part of it, the senator might not get the right information. This disaster, and every other disaster, needed to be opened and investigated. Now, how to tell the senator? I was much better at marketing. I could read the law and make an interpretation, but politics and the law was not in my bag of magic tricks. Without much to work with, I cycled the cauldron, pulled out a white rabbit, and came up with a marketing concept. I called it Victim of Crime, Federal Protection, State Department. Just like the Justice Department, Victim of Crime Program, and the Federal Witness Protection Program, and the State Department's passport prevention program for my son Adrian, linked into Iranian child kidnapping issue. I was having problems in all three categories of federal government programs. We were never enrolled in the Victim of Crime program. We were never enrolled in the Federal Witness Protection program. There was this so-called scam of repeat violence under a guise of witness protection. I used the word federal protection loose. Federal meaning federal government-sponsored violence, and the ringleader was CIA operative Mark Moore. He seemed to be working in some kind of corrupt capacity with the State Department, the FBI, Homeland Security, and the Police Department. Also in my letter, I wrote how the CIA operative is in possession of my earnings that total approximately $200,000. A victim cannot run from violence without the financial means to do so. Therefore, I could not get my son and I away from him. Plus, Mark Moore had manipulated my employer, Global Staffing. Given that he is a federal government employee, he or any of the others could manipulate anyone, and they would believe them over me. More problems existed. That was just an overview. If that disaster with the CIA, State Department, FBI, Homeland Security, and police-backed plot was not bad enough, I had a damn terrorist and his gang family and friends after me and my son, backed by the FBI and anyone who worked in their conspiracy. 2 family court systems are included. The enemy family court in the Silver State of Nevada, and the enemy family court in the sunny state of California. The FBI had no legal basis to pull these tricks. Therefore, to get away with the crimes, they used third-party people to abuse and victimize under the guise of wanting to be my friend or someone who wanted to help me. That is not how things work with the federal government. Not only are these third parties setting me up to be victimized again, they are setting themselves up to be arrested in the future. Months after my consult with my long-term attorney, Randy, I told the Las Vegas Metro Police Department this. I suppose if the CIA operative, Mark Moore, is hired by the government to kill the enemy, that is one thing, but if he is hired to kill me, then that is a big problem. To date, a lot of people are missing and no one will investigate, for reasons that are unclear. All of this abuse, crime and violence towards me and my family is funded by the American taxpayer who approves of the expense. While you have been working to build the Seuss family slaughterhouse, I have been doing the reverse. I'm working in the hospital taking care of your family, in the intensive care unit and the emergency room. I am a registered nurse, not a terrorist, and neither was my son or my family, which includes his sister and her family. The terrorist is in fact you. Heed my words, people. I don't owe you one damn thing. You owe me for the United States crime, corruption and serial killings you sponsored in your cover-up for terrorism. How mad am I? My son Adrian, a mentally retarded, special medical needs child, was physically abused in the care of federal government employee Mark Moore. The police, Child Protective Services and the Clark County District Attorney's Office let my son's abusers get away with the crime. The same thing happened to Adrian's older sister Brooke in Southern California. Mainstream media refuses to put these kids' story on the air. To backtrack in time, I'll never forget the sickening thought I had after making the June 2004 report to the Las Vegas, Nevada FBI on my son's father. He was using me as a cover to blend in with society. I subsequently took all the needed steps I could to get my son and I away from him. In the years that followed, it was clear I had more enemies against us than just him. Today, I can say making that report was a very big mistake. To date, only a small handful of people are left in America as witnesses to terrorism cases. Many innocent people have been murdered already in espionage, while the real terrorists remain free and clear roaming the streets. You have been had, America, but do not yet see it. Apply this triple concept. Wrong person, wrong family, wrong business. Congrats. You just set us up for the next 9/11.
Remember, in the world of spies and espionage, we are mere mortals. If you think you might be a victim of these crimes, or are just suspicious of the surrounding activity, contact your local law enforcement authorities and your political representatives. Breaking the cycle of violence starts with you.
Based on a true story of crime, corruption and insanity. Part of the I9R series, this is Bait. Life outside the Federal Witness Protection Program. To learn more about how you can be part of the solution, visit the iGeometric Media Group at www.igeometricmediagroup.com. This is your world. Fix it.